Okay, well, it looks like we are live. Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Shadonna Mo McFall, the CEO of the Mo You Know, and we are live tonight. Thank you. We are live
Yes.
on Facebook. We are live. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch, Periscope. So let's just get into it. Like tonight, my special guest is Latesha Isabell Howard, a business credit specialist. She's a specialist in a lot of things. But Latesha, welcome to the Mo You Know Live.
Thank
Thank you for doing. We've
you.
been talking. We said we're going to be scared. We know what we know, and we just going for it. So, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be with you. You are one of my favorite people.
I used to say, "Oh my God, I'm nobody's favorite person." There's a meme that says that. I'm like, I
You
realize I'm, but
are. And I'm sharing this
so
to my page too. So let me make sure we get the people what they want. There we go.
absolutely. So, guys, if you're watching, share it, do a Facebook watch. Like I said, help us out. Tag your business besties. Even if you're not in business, tag somebody who is in the business that needs to hear about business credit, because that is going to be the meat and potatoes of what we're going to talk about tonight. So, but before we get to that, Latesha, we all know we're wearing our pink. This
Yes.
is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you are a breast cancer survivor. So I do want to applaud you and,
Thank
send
you.
my love and prayers as we talked about before. So if you don't mind, give our viewers, a little bit about your experience with surviving breast cancer, because as we were saying before, there are a lot of women right now going through breast
Mhm.
cancer. There are a lot of caregivers right now caring for women and men with breast cancer. So, can you give us a little bit of insight of what we can do to help the caregivers and the women who are battling breast cancer right now?
Yeah, so I'm very, very passionate about sharing my experience, sharing my tips on how to deal with it. More than anything, it helps to talk about it. It helped me anyway. Everybody doesn't react to those situations the same way, but my journey started a little over 3 years, almost 4 years ago now, end of 2016, right before Christmas. And I know that it's a scary situation. It's terrifying because you don't know what to expect and who to turn to and how to get through it. But the advice that I would give people that are going through that themselves is, definitely surround yourself with positive people. If there's anybody, because people don't know what to say sometimes. So, people will, oh, well, my friend died of breast cancer. Like, that does me no good. That is not helpful to me. So, although they may mean well, they don't really know what to say. And sometimes you will have to distance yourself if people aren't respecting your need to have that positivity. So, remove all the negativity from your life, keep a positive attitude. I am absolutely a believer that 95% of your healing is mental and emotional. So if you come into the situation thinking that I'm going to die, your mind is and your body are in sync. If your mind is telling your body that you're going to die, your body is going to react to that thought. So if you feed your mind nothing but positivity, your body will listen. It will respond to that. So just keep the faith, keep your hope, keep yourself surrounded by love and light, and it'll be okay. Now, what I would say to the folks that are talking to the caregivers, just acknowledge that it's hard for them too, right? Because they're seeing somebody that they love go through something very painful and something that is terrifying. So, my husband lost three aunts, three of his mom's sisters died from cancer. So in his mind, when
Wow.
you get cancer, you die. So you can only imagine what was going through his head when I got diagnosed. So I know that he was dealing with a lot. I was wrestling with this myself. And the more that people would stop and acknowledge what he was going through, I think the more comfortable he was that he wasn't in this by himself trying to take care of his wife. So just ask them, how are you feeling? How are you doing today? What can I do for you? Because it's important to recognize that the caregivers have a hard job, a very hard job.
And I know yesterday when we were talking, you told me the cutest story about your daughter.
Yeah.
And how you wanted to be strong for, you wanted to be strong for your kids. You
Yeah.
didn't want to see them sick. So tell nice people who are listening, what your daughter told you.
Yeah.
It
So
just really touched me. I'm like, oh,
yes. So the one of the hardest parts about the process, and this is going to sound vain, but I mean it kind of is what it is. But as a woman who has always had long, thick, pretty hair, it was tough for me to let that go. And so, we got to a point where we were trying to save as much of it as we could. And just honestly, I was looking like a mangy dog. And so I just made a decision that it was time to shave my head. It had to go. And so my husband shaved my head, and he was in tears the whole time we were doing this. I'm trying to hold it together for him. After it was done, it was just like, okay, this is me now. But I made it a point to not walk around with my naked head. So I would always have a cap or a head rag or a wig, something on my head at all times. And it really wasn't just for me. It honestly, I could have been fine walking around the house, bald, but um, I was more concerned about my children seeing me looking sick because they were so accustomed to seeing me with all this hair on my head. And so, we were sitting around the island in the kitchen one day, and my youngest daughter, who would have been maybe around 8 at the time, she asked me, Mommy, what does your hair look like under that thing? She was talking about, I had this like little beanie thing that I would wear around the house. And I said, Mommy doesn't have hair anymore. I lost all my hair when I got sick. And she said, well, you don't have to wear that all the time. It doesn't matter. Looks don't matter anyway. So, you don't have to worry about having to cover up your head all the time. And so that gave me the confidence to say, you know what? I may be trying to protect them from seeing me looking sick, but they're okay with that. Children are much more mature than sometimes we give them credit for. And so that was a moment for me. And I just decided, you know what? I can at least be myself at home. Now, if I left the house, I would still throw on that wig or something to cover my head just so people don't feel uncomfortable around you. But at least I knew I could be myself at home and not have to worry about them feeling some kind of way about it.
Absolutely. And I know the first day, when we had our consultation to figure out, how we were going to work together, I told you about how I wanted to, be a housewife. I wanted to, before I came on camera, I always wanted to be dolled up. And you told me, and then you eventually shared the video. You was like, well, I did a video. Yeah, I did an event with Phaedra. I'm like, what? And you just casually just laid it out there. So tell me a little bit more about that. Like I said, I watched the video, I saw it, but I want to hear it in your words again, how that came to be, because, a lot of us watch reality TV. We see these celebrities, they're normal people just like us. So, we kind of look up to them like, oh, we want to do that. So tell me how that came to be.
Yeah, so one of my Facebook friends, Brooke Horn, was actually putting together this event, and I thought it was so profound. That she pulled together an amazing ensemble of panelists that that would come up and give their story. And Phaedra was the keynote speaker at this event. But what I learned from that experience was that it was very therapeutic for me to just share my story. So that was the first time that I had kind of been in front of an audience and talked about it in the way that I did. But it just let me know that there are so many people that are going through. I had people who came up to me after that event and told me that they were going through this and didn't tell their family. Like, I'm a stranger. Like,
Wow.
you felt
Right.
comfortable enough to come up and tell me this because they just needed somebody who understood what they were going through. And so it was to me very much God telling me that this is what you're supposed to do. Like, you need to be able, sometimes you have to go through these things to be able to help somebody else. So it can't always be about us. So although you may feel like, why me?
Absolutely.
Like, but why not me? There's so many other people that are experiencing the same thing. So there was a lesson that I needed to learn from that. But more importantly, there was something that I was learning that I needed to be sharing with somebody else. And so you kind of have to look at it from that bigger picture perspective and step out of your own little pity party and look at what is the purpose, because there's always a purpose. There's always a purpose in what we go through.
Absolutely. And I know I used to love a pity party, but like I said, now I don't have time. I don't even have time for a pity party. So I don't have time. I don't
Yeah.
have time. And even when I want to sit down and say, oh my God, this isn't going right, I'm like, nope, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I'm focusing on what is going right. I'm focusing on the good things. Because like you said earlier, that positivity has to be there. I cannot allow that negative energy around because it is so easy to get caught up and go down that red hole in that dark place. And I'm like, I can't. I've been there. I'm not going back there.
Feed your
So I
faith and
do
sow up
thank you.
your fear.
Yeah, absolutely. So I do thank you for sharing that. But now I
Absolutely.
want to get into why all of the people are tuning in. We promoted, business credit. That's what the people are tuning in to hear, because it's so many of us now, starting these businesses. There's so many of us that's been in business for a little while, and they want to know what's next. How can I get that vehicle for my business? How do I get that investment property? So tell us, what is business credit? And I know I told you guys, Latesha is the owner of the Savvy Diva Enterprises. So I told you guys that, and I know I put it on the flyer. And I'll share some more about that, but I know you guys have things to do. So let's just get into what is business credit.
Yeah. So it's interesting that most of us either don't know, or we might think we know what business credit is, but we don't really know, because it's not something that is really taught. Like, I went to school and got 2 degrees, and one of them is in finance,
Yeah.
and I didn't understand what business credit was. But at the end of the day, the simplified answer is business credit is building credit for your business under your EIN that is not tied to you personally or individually. So you're not building it based upon your social security number. You're building it based upon your business's social security number, your EIN number, right? So what we're wanting to accomplish at the end of the day is separating you from your business. You should be able to stand on your own without your business, and your business should be able to stand on its own without you. And to do that, it's a whole process. I actually did a webinar about this topic a couple weeks ago. And it's funny, I can talk about business credit all day, and you might get a comment or a like or a share here and there. But what I what I did as the topic of the webinar was I named it "How to Turn a $3,000 Investment into $50,000 in 9 months. And people were all over that. Like when I tell you they were on that live, they were in that Zoom, they were trying their
I
best
was
to get
there.
access to that. You were there too, yes. Trying their best to get access to that information. And the whole premise behind that is how you leverage your business credit to create cash flow. And that cash flow is going to come based upon your business's credibility. So once you build credibility for your business by structuring your business properly, and there's a whole checklist of things that you have to do it right. And once you've done that, you basically have gotten the cheat sheet for the test. It's telling you what these lenders are requiring for them to be able to approve you for credit. So as long as you've done those things and you're applying for credit and using that credit in the right order, because you can't go straight to, getting a $250,000 line of credit for your business. There's a process. So you start off with these starter vendors, right? And then you're going to work your way up to getting those retail accounts like the Amazons and Best Buy and Sam's, right? And then from there, that's when you're going to move into the major credit cards, the Visas, the MasterCards, the American Express. And once you've built those tiers of credit, now you can get unsecured business credit as long as you have been paying your bills early. So you actually get credit for paying early with business credit, whereas with personal credit, you don't, right? So as long as you're paying your bills early, then you're going to be building positive business credit. That is what these lenders want to see. So once you've gotten to that point where you've worked your way through all these different tiers of business credit, your business is profitable, right? You got good cash flow from your business. If you can show them that you can pay your bills from being able to get that line of credit or that loan, if you can demonstrate that you can pay for it and you've demonstrated that credibility, they will throw money at you. They will give you money all day. And you can go through that whole process in 9 months or less if you're diligent about it. Right. So that's what we're trying to do is really stop treating our businesses like a hobby and treat it like a business. If you want a lender to look at you like a business, you need to look like a business, right? You got to have a professional website with a professional email address, right? No Gmail, no Yahoo, no AOL. And I don't even know if they still do Hotmail. We don't want none of that. But you need to really demonstrate that your business is legit and that you are being responsible with building your business credit. And it can be done in that short a period of time.
Absolutely. So, like I said, I know I'm enrolled. I'm going through the process because I never want to be one of those people that's like, oh, wait, I'm going to wait till I get on, then I'm going to tell you. Because my dream is to make sure that your dream happens. So, yeah, I'm doing it. Yes, I'm going through the process. So, I want you to know, hey, you can go through this process too. Because my thing is, there's so much information and so much knowledge out there, and so many experts like yourself can walk us through the process. So we're not out here trying to stumble through it because we don't have to. We do not have to stumble through this process because, like I said, you done figure, like you told me, you've done figured this out.
Yeah.
You have figured out that secret sauce. We don't have to stumble through it. We don't have to trip and fall. Because so many of us are used to like, man, I'm just gonna figure it out and see what happens with the business. And a lot of us who have invested, we didn't come from money. We didn't come from an insurance policy. We didn't come from we're bootstrapping this thing. So it's just like, okay, anybody that I can talk to help guide me through, that's what I'm going to do. Like when the military, you had a supervisor the whole time, different supervisors guiding you through, but you had somebody there guiding you through your whole career. And I know when people get out and when people start businesses, most of the time they don't have starting out a mentor, a coach, a consultant, an expert to say, hey, this is what you need to do. These are the steps. So I thank you personally for what you do and for what you're trying to do to help small businesses to grow and make sure that we level out the playing field.
Well, I can get on a soapbox about that. Can I share one thing? I wanna make sure that people
Absolutely.
understand what business credit, how you can use it in a practical way. So I've started this series of posts on my Facebook page, and I hear people say, well, I don't need all of this random stuff that I need to get from these starter vendors. I all I need is a Visa card. I'm like, well, you can't skip the steps, right? You gotta go through the
Right.
process. So, what I have started to show people is here's how you can use these vendor accounts that you're getting approved for. So, for example, and I haven't. Let's see, did I post this one yet? Well, I'll just tell you what it is. My husband needed some tires for it. I did post that one. My husband needed some tires for his dually truck. So that means 6 tires. And they're expensive.
Woo.
But we use that truck for our business, right? So because that truck is part of our fleet, we are using our business credit to cover maintenance, tires, gas, all of those things. So I used our WEX account. WEX, WEX is one of those vendors like that. I used that one to get my car service. And so I knew my husband needed tires for his truck. I said, well, you know what? There's other tire companies that we can actually get a business account with. NTB approved us for an account. So he could at least use that account to cover half the cost of those expensive tires, right? Everybody needs tires. Everybody needs to
Absolutely.
get gas. Everybody needs to get their car service. You can use business credit to do that. So it's not like frivolous things that you don't need for your business. Used, let's see, what else did we get? A Sam's account. So guess what I'm
Yeah.
going to use that Sam's account for? I'm going to leverage that to be able to purchase different giveaways. If I wanted to do a special promotion for my business, I can use that to purchase an iPad or whatever I want to give away as part of a promotion for my business. So the revenue that I would earn would be more than enough to pay back the cost of using that business credit. And it's building our business credit just by using it. So you have to think through what is your exit strategy. If you're trying to accomplish something, right, you got this expense that's coming up. How can you leverage your business credit to take care of those costs? It can be done. And guess what? If you have a legitimate business
Absolutely.
reason, you can write it off on your taxes as a business expense. Doesn't get better than that.
Absolutely. I know one of the things that we always talk about that in these business classes is having your bail team, your banker, your accountant, your insurance agent, and your lawyer. So yeah, learning how to write those things off. With I got my QuickBooks, the mileage thing, because that's one of the things that I'm not going to lie, I struggle with because I'm like, man, Mo, you better do the thing. You got all these tools. You got the smartphone. You
Use
got all the
them.
tools. You got to practice. So yeah, so I'm getting it together.
Yes,
I
yes.
am
You got to
definitely
use the tools that you
together
have
because I'm
access
on the road.
to.
Yes, absolutely. And I know, oh my God, this has been so much fun. And I know I'm scared. I'm not even scared anymore. My internet did
I
good.
told
I
you
was
you
telling
got this.
y'all before we started. We said a little prayer because one of the things I want to I tell everybody, why I really said, okay, I'm going to do this. Y'all remember when Versus first came out and how everybody's internet was all janky, but we still watched. They still, got sponsors. They still, it blew up. So I'm like, man, if
Yes,
these millionaires over here got janky internet, and I'm over, why am I tripping about my internet? We know, it's a pandemic. We know Sprint and Spectrum and CenturyLink. We know all these internet companies are doing the best they can with us. So, like I said, we gotta give ourselves grace. So that's what I'm doing. I'm thinking, okay, I'm giving myself grace, and
yeah,
I'm hoping to give my clients, the visibility because that's what the Mo, is all about. Because I know people, especially business owners, need business credit.
that's right.
We all have goals. We all have dreams. We all have things that we want to do in our business to make to get us to the level that we want to get at. So I'm like, okay, anything that I know that can help somebody, I'm going to share it. Or I'm going to share that person because, I'm like, okay, you're going to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. I could have got on here. I'm like, oh, God, let me tell y'all what Latesha told me. No. Latesha, like I said, Latesha got a master's degree and a bachelor's degree. So, yeah. And she's living it. It ain't just the degree. She's actually living it. She's actually applying, getting approved, and using it. So it's just like, okay, there's no better teacher than experience itself. So I'm just so exactly. Exactly how they say, well, they say a lot of things. I can sit here and quote not memes. I want to say memes, but sayings all day. Money talks, BS. Because my family is everybody's family. I'm pretty sure if you're from the South, you got all kind of sayings that you can say. So I ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole because I'll be sitting here and y'all will be like, "Man, what you talking about?" So no, I'm not going to go there. But I did want to ask you another question about what you do. So how did you get into real estate investing? Because I know that's another hot topic that people are doing now.
Yeah, so let's see. This was that year that I ended up getting sick. I actually signed up for a real estate pre-license course. So I thought I wanted to be an agent. I really didn't, but I went through the course and completed the course, but did not sit for the state exam. After going through chemo, my brain it was not retaining the information. Chemo brain is real. Mm-hmm. Like I could not remember things. But what that taught me was I didn't need a real estate license to do what I really wanted to do which was invest. So now that I think about it, I'm probably not the person that would have enjoyed running around showing houses. But what I do love real estate. I love to be able to take something and improve it and put it back on the market. The first house that we flipped was amazing because we ended up getting this property in the neighborhood that my husband grew up in. So how cool is that? We always said that we wanted to be able to come back and own some property in that neighborhood and invest and really turn that neighborhood back around because it started going down over the years, right? So the property that we purchased, we got it from another investor that really had gotten in over their head and just wanted out. So we bought it from them, finished the rehab, put it on the market. And the family that moved in, they were first-time home buyers and they loved that house. So it made us so happy to be able to provide them with their dream home. And that kind of gave us an opportunity to cut our teeth in real estate investing. So I'm very passionate about that too. And there's so many different ways that you can invest in real estate. The fix and flip is kind of what I call quick money. You get it and then you got to start all over and find another project. But what we really want to do is get to a point to where we're building that generational wealth, right? So having property that we can leave to our children, that they can hand down to their children. We have a freshman in college right now, and we're looking for the right property in Tuscaloosa. If y'all know somebody with a fixer-upper, let me know, because we want to be able to get a property for her, and she can have her roommates who are going to pay her mortgage. How cool is that, right? So that's what we call house hacking. And then when she graduates from college, that'll be her graduation gift. She'll have her own property that either she can, if she decides to stay in Tuscaloosa, she can own that and live there. Or if she decides to just keep tenants in it, she can make money from that. Or if she decides to sell it, it'll be her property to do with it what she will. So, yeah, generational wealth is the way to go. And real estate is the vehicle to do that.
Absolutely. And I know I cannot believe it, but we are at the 30-minute mark and we can keep talking, but I know I have things to do. I know you have things to do. I know you've been running all day, so I'm really going to respect your time. I do want to thank you again for coming on,
Of
dropping
course.
these nuggets. Us how they can connect with you on your social media.
Yes, you can find me on Facebook as Latesha Isabell Howard. You can find me on Instagram under the underscore savvy underscore diva. Please check out my website. You can find all the great information about the different business credit building and business funding programs that we have to offer. And that does include real estate investment loans as well. So if you're looking to buy a property, we can help you get funding. And not just most of it, we can help you get 100% of the funding that you need. That website is www.thesavvydiva.com.
Absolutely. And like I was telling everybody before, Latesha and I are working together. I am, the Mo You Know is an affiliate with Latesha now and the Savvy Diva Enterprises. So I want to be out here advocating and marketing to my friends and family because I want all of us to win, right? I don't
That's
want to
right.
be the only one with this and that. I want us all to have generational wealth. I want us all to have to be able to go on that trip and do all of the things that we want to make this thing. Because I know right now, I don't think because I traveling really is not my thing anymore. I'm like, okay, I'm good right here in Fayetteville, y'all. I done seen that being there, done that. But there are other things. Like I said, I want to make Fayetteville, like I don't want to have to go to LA or Atlanta or Chicago or New York to be able to do the things. I want to be able to do the things right here in Fayetteville with my mama and my brother and my Adonis and all of my family and still live the dream right here because I done did all of the things away from home. So that's my thing. Like I say, everybody has their thing, and I'm not here to tell anybody what your thing should be or what it shouldn't be. Whatever your thing is, I and Latesha want to help you get your thing. So
That's right.
Latesha, I want to thank you again, and I also want to shout out India. I said I was going to shout her out because she called me right before this started, and she's like, "Well, I saw you. Where are you going to be live at?" And I told her, like I said, Facebook and all of that good stuff. So, India, if you're still watching, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are definitely going to connect after this because she's about to retire. And like I said,
Oh,
that's a
wow.
scary situation.
Yeah.
Yes, but is doable. Like I said, if we get out of our own way, if we, like I said, if we do the things that we need to do, follow the steps, because they say success leaves clues, follow the people that
Mhm.
already has been down that road that we're trying to go. And like you said, follow the process. We always trying to figure something out and recreate the wheel and reinvent the wheel. Like, no, you don't got to do all that. There's
Listen, I've
blueprints for
been there, done
everything. There's
that.
recipes for everything. So, guys, I do want to thank you guys for tuning in to the Mo You Know Live. And I know this is just a pre-pilot to what's going to be happening on November the 11th, where it is going to be the Mo You Know Live on different platforms. Shout out to C1 Media. We're going forward. So, like I said, these next couple events, and I will be bringing Latesha back, when everything is as we move along. But I had to thank her for like, okay, let's get these bugs out. So I know next week my friend Ramona's coming on, and the week after that, Tanisha from the Fayetteville Greater Chamber is coming on. So guys, there's going to be opportunities for you to come on and get your stories out, get your whys out to the people that need you. Because, like I always say, my job is to make sure the people that need you know you. Because
That's
I know
right.
there's some people out there that need business credit. I know some people out there that want to get into real estate and flipping homes and having general wealth for their kids. So they need you. So
Well, that's why
I
we're
want to thank you again. Like I said,
here.
absolutely. So y'all, thank y'all again for tuning in live. I can't see who's all on, but if y'all drop a comment when I get off of here, I can see it. If y'all have any questions, like I said, Latesha is on. She dropped her social media, and of course, I'm going to reshare all of her stuff because I want you guys. I don't ever want you guys to say I didn't know about this. That's if you know me in real life, I'm tired of us saying what we don't know. okay, now that you know what actions are to take.
That's right.
So
And I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
get
I
out of
need to throw
here.
some
Thank you so
confetti or
much.
something for your pilot. I'm just
Girl,
gonna
and I was
pretend I'm
trying, I
throwing
don't know if you
confetti.
noticed. Girl, I'm just so thankful. Like I said, I'm usually more animated than this, but I'm like, Mo, don't get carried away. Because the I am being the real me, but I'm like, okay, Mo, keep it just calm down. Internet, keep it together. Because I know I've been on Zoom calls where I've been done kicked me out, or they came on and the people still talking. I don't even know if they would have know that I had left or not. So I don't want to press my luck tonight.
It happens. Look, you saw what happened on my live the other day. I was like, you know what? Forget you, Facebook. We're going over to Zoom. Y'all head over to Zoom.
Yeah. So thank you again, darling. And I
You're
definitely look
welcome.
forward to our journey together. Like I said, because we got big things to do.
Yes.
So,
And thank you for having me.
woo, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So, guys, like I said, tune in every week. I'm going to be bringing you somebody with something that's useful to you, somebody with something to share, somebody that's going to educate you, motivate you, and empower you to do the thing that you were put on this earth to do. So, like I said, God bless you all, and y'all have a great night.
Thank you, Mo.
Thank you.